Hello everyone, welcome to my channels. So today I am going to discuss the Biochemistry paper 2 of the recently conducted exams in September 2024 by the MGR University. So let's start. So the first question is, the most common form of DNA is, as you know, there are different types of DNA, that is aDNA, bDNA, cDNA, ddNA, eDNA, jDNA, but the most common form is the bDNA, right? So the most common DNA present at the physiological conditions is the bDNA. Okay, next question. The features of bDNA includes all except whatever structures you are seeing is the structure of basically bDNA. Here you can see that it is a right-handed helix. So the first option is correct, that is right-handed helix. Second is one full turn of DNA has 10 nucleotides and measures 34 angstrom and width is 20 angstrom. You can see that is the one full turn DNA. How many nucleotides? That is the 10 nucleotides. Its length is 3.4 nanometer and the width is 20 angstrom or 2 nanometer, right? Third is major group is equal to minor groups in terms of it. No, because you can see this, the width of major group and minor group is different, right? And these are basically meant for the interaction of proteins. So this is a false statement that minor group and the major group is equal in the length, right? So the answer is this. Last option is, it is the form that is present under the physiological condition. As I have already told, that is the most common DNA present at the physiological conditions, right? Here answer will be major group is not equal to the minor group, correct? Now third question is, C2 of the pyrimidine ring is donated by, as you know, pyrimidine is a single ring structure which contains 6 molecules, out of which there are 2 nitrogens and the 4 carbon molecules. As you can see in the picture, that is N1, C4, C5 and C6, right? N1, C4 and C5 and the C6. These 4 molecules are derived from the aspartic acid. Now the another nitrogen N3 is derived from the glutamine and C2 molecules is derived from the carbon dioxide. So the here answer would be carbon dioxide, correct? Now the next question is, base excision repair defect is done by. Now this is a type of DNA repair mechanism in which single base is excised and then it is corrected. Here you have 2 enzymes mainly, that is one is glycosylase, another is AP endonuclease, or you can say apurinic endonucleases. These identify and excise the incorrect bases and then the polymerases. These polymerases join and synthesize the new bases and makes the DNA perfect. So here the answer would be apurinic endonucleases, right? Now the next question is, which one of the following base described as a trans-acting, right? There are 2 molecules, that is cis-acting and a trans-acting. These elements help in the gene expressions. So what are cis-acting elements? These are present on the promoters and enhancers. They are called promoters and enhancers that are located on the same DNA, while the trans-acting elements helps in also gene expression by interacting with the cis element. Here you can see that the trans-acting proteins are the product of a separate gene that interacts with the cis-acting element. So the trans-acting elements in association with the cis-acting elements, they control the gene expression. So the here answer would be they are present with the promoters, right? Now the next question, amino acids which carry nitrogen to the liver from the peripheral tissue. As you know, most of the tissues, the nitrogen is carried in forms of the glutamine, while from the skeletal muscle tissues, these nitrogens are transported in forms of alanine. So the answer would be alanine and the glutamine, right? Next questions. A couple of African American descent gives birth to a boy after an otherwise uneventful pregnancy. The child is exceptionally fair skinned. This is a catch point, that is the fair skin and has almost white hair. Whiteness is mainly due to the deficiency of the melanin, and melanin is synthesized from the amino acids in which one enzyme is needed, that is tyrosinases, right? So here the answer would be tyrosinases, because in tyrosinase deficiency there won't be any melanin synthesis, or there would be deficiency of the melanin, due to which there will be whiteness of the hair or the whiteness of the skin, right? So tyrosinase deficiency, you have one disease named that is albinism, right? So answer would be tyrosinase deficiency and disease name is albinism. Next question, a 56-year-old woman with no medical conditions presents to the emergency room with the pain in the upper arm. She denies any trauma. However, if fractures of the humerus is found on the radiograph, she is found to have an elevated PTH levels. Which one of the following describe best about the PTH? Simple, it is asking what is the functions of PTH. As you know, PTH increases the calcium level by demineralizing the bones, right? Demineralizing the bones. Otherwise, more function of PTH is it reabsorbs calcium from the kidney tubules, and also it promotes the production of active vitamin D, that is from 25 hydroxycholic calciferol to the 1 hydroxylation of this compound, so that active vitamin D is synthesized in the kidney. So here the answer would be it stimulates the conversion of vitamin D. As you can see, it lowers the serum calcium. No, it increases the serum calcium, right? It promotes the excretion of calcium from the kidney. No, it increases the reabsorption of calcium in the kidney, right? The next question is, the methotrexate is often used as a chemotherapeutic agent to treat the patients with leukemia, right? It is asking methotrexate acts in the which of the cell cycle phases. Now, methotrexate is basically a drug which inhibits the enzyme DHFR, that is dihydrofolate reductase. This dihydrofolate reductase inhibition leads to the hotness of the, or it halts the process of DNA synthesis, right? If DNA synthesis is halt, then cell growth will not take place, right? And this DNA synthesis is done in the S phase. So the methotrexate acts in the S phase, right? Now the effect of thyroid hormone on the CVS includes all of the following. As you know, thyroid increases almost all the things. So it increases heart rate, it increases stroke volume, and it decreases the peripheral resistance by increasing the vasodilatation. And if there is decrease in the peripheral resistance, then there will be decrease in the diastolic BP. So the here answer would be increase in the diastolic BP is not happening by the thyroid hormones, right? Next question. The mutation seen in the sickle cell anemia is, as you know, in the sickle cell anemia there is a missensitive mutation because there is replacement of glutamic acid by the valine at the beta 6 position. So the new amino acid is coded. That's why this is known as a missense point mutation, right? Next question. The backbone of the DNA, everyone knows backbone of the DNA is formed by the phosphate group and the sugar molecule. So the answer would be this, because there are three things: base, nitrogenous bases, then sugar, and then the phosphate group, and the nitrogenous base are present in the middle, which acts as a ladder, and in the sides, that is the backbone, you have the phosphates and the sugar, right? Next question, question number 13. Which one of the following enzymes required to actively enhance the separation of DNA during the replication? So unwinding of DNA is done by helicase in the DNA replication. Now the chaperones are basically protein folding molecules, or it helps in the protein folding. It has all the three functions which has been mentioned here, that is increases the activity of inactive protein folding, also prevents the activity of harmful protein also. So it has the answer of all of the above. Next question, the kidney contributes to the acid-base balance by. So kidney contributes acid-base balance, or kidney has a buffer action by three mechanisms. First is the excretion of hydrogen ion, second is the reabsorption of bicarbonate, and third is the excretion of ammonium ion. So here the answer would be that is the reabsorption of the bicarbonate. So you have the three options, remember: excretion of H+, reabsorption of bicarbonate, and the excretion of ammonium ion. Next question is suppressed TSH and raised T3 and the T4 indicates. You can see in the option, that is that in myxedema and cretinism there is hypothyroidism, and hyperthyroidism means decrease in T3 T4 plus increase in TSH. So these two options are excluded. Now the two next options, that is subclinical hyperthyroidism and the thyrotoxicosis. Both has the hyperthyroidism, but the main difference is that in the subclinical hyperthyroidism there is decrease in the TSH, but there will be normal free T3 and the T4, right? While in the thyrotoxicosis you can see there is a free raised T3 and the T4 and suppressed TSH, right? Now the next question is the separation of molecules based on the size. On this size we have the chromatography, which is known as the gel filtration chromatography. This you have to remember, or you have to mug up, right? That is gel filtration chromatography. There is size exclusion is, there is molecular exclusion is based on their size, right? Now the Hartnup disease. Hartnup disease is due to the deficiency or due to the absorption deficiency of the aromatic amino acids from intestine as well as the renal tubules. So the aromatic amino acids is associated with sorry, Hartnuss disease is associated with tryptophan. Right. Now the next question is selenium. Selenium is cofactors for the glutathione peroxidase, as you know this. Now the next question is all of the following condition leads to the hypernatremia. I think this question is frankly wrong, because in all the cases, that is in vomiting, in burns, these all conditions have the hyponatremia, right? And also if there is additional disease, there is also hyponatremia, because in additional disease there is less aldosterone, and if there is less aldosterone, then it will not reabsorb the sodium and sodium will be excreted out. So these three options have hyponatremia, and the Cushing syndrome has hypernatremia. So you can see these options, or questions must be that all of the following condition leads to hyponatremia, except then the answer would have been Cushing syndrome, but in the question it has been mentioned hypernatremia except. So you have the three options, that is A, B, C, all have the hyponatremia, right? So these are the discussions of today's questions. Thank you.